Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin, and today I have some very interesting coins for us to study together, to look at and learn about, that I have sent in to ANACS for confirmation of just what the coins are. So this one's not going to make a whole lot of sense at the beginning. This coin I sent into PCGS and they called it an AU altered surface, which at the time I think I argued was an AU, but the surface looked pretty natural to me. ANACS called it an AU50. Now there is no variety designation on this coin, so you may be wondering, well, what in the world were you trying to get the variety on? You're the Coin Geek, not the Variety Geek. What are you doing? So I took a look here. Let me show you what I'm looking for. There is a overdate variety where it is a 4/3, and you can see that the top of the 3 exists on top of the 4. Now what you will not see on the coin that I have, you will not see something that looks quite like that. It's a little bit different. But I do want to point out just one thing on here. You know, they're showing this the larger portion of the 3, but pay attention to the contact point right here where the bottom of the 3 would hit the 4. Okay, pay attention to that. What's interesting about this error or this variety is that they have them for different mints, and like they're showing a line here. And yet, if you read this, it says, yeah, this is due to lack of interest. We don't know that this is really a thing anymore. It's a fascinating little read. So I'm going to show you a 1914 that is in a nice original date. And you can see the crispness of the date and the flat area above the 4. You know, above that 4, there is no more bumps. There's nothing there at all. Nice and flat. And let me just actually give it one look over with the 20 power so you can just see my point on this is that the surface above the 4 and around the 4 is flat. And there we are. See how flat that area is above the 4. Now we're going to look at the one that I sent in because I thought it was a 4/3. And what I want you to see is, first of all, me learning how to focus. And then me getting the coin at the right angle. This might actually be easier with my 10 power. There's the angle I was actually kind of going for. You can see the knob pop up at the top of the 4. It's very interesting because this is also harder to see on the video than it is with my, if I put my 10 or 20 power on it with my eye, I can see it much better. And there's a spot there also next to the 4. So what I was seeing, and it's fine because there's not a whole lot there to see, is there's actually a little spot right up here and there's a spot down here. Of course, the way that they're showing it, it should have kind of more of a big flat surface like that. You know, and I'm just seeing a remnant here and here. It's an interesting variety. For those of you who specialize in nickels, maybe you've seen them, and the right ones are really easy to see. And this is like when I describe the 55 double die. A lot of people bring something and it looks a little bit like a double die. And then I always tell them, well, the real one, when you see it, you'll know. And so perhaps that's what I ran into on this, where I'm seeing something there. I'm seeing that line through there. But that line doesn't mean anything because it's not the line that they're looking for. All right, so on to something that is genuinely interesting, and that is a coin that has now had 3 iterations. A coin that I love, and I was so excited when I got it. It is what I consider to be the nicest 34S piece dollar I've ever owned or seen in person, other than at auctions. And both NGC and PCGS said, yeah, it's unk, but you know, it's clean. It's clean. So let's look at the coin real quick here and remind ourselves what a nice 34S piece dollar should look like. And you know, I'm still, with the cleaning aspect of this coin, I'm still somewhat intrigued. I think, you know, it has some I don't want, what do you want to call it? Some little bit of light spots here, right? So when you're looking at it, you see these lighter spots right here, which almost look like a touch of staining. That could have been being, had some humidity or dew on it at some point and it dried up. And I'm wondering if that's not what they're looking at and saying, oh, the coin has been cleaned because of that. So ANACS called this a mint state 63, and although I think the coin is nicer than that, I'm fairly happy with the coin overall. I think that it's a really lovely coin, and I'm really happy to see it in this holder. Yeah, I might consider crossing it over, but I might just sell it as is. I think it's a nice coin, and I'll ask a small premium for it just because I think the coin's a little bit nicer than just your average 63. You're just man on the street coin. So all my friends out there who love ANACS, I gave it a whirl. I got a couple results in, and you guys can let me know what you think. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen.